5. Elf owl. The elf owl is the smallest species of owl and is known for its diminutive size and distinctive appearance. The elf owl measures around 5.1 to 5.9 inches in length, making it the smallest owl in the world. Elf owls are native to the southwestern United States, Mexico, and parts of Central America. They prefer arid and semi-arid environments, including deserts, canyons, and scrublands. These owls primarily feed on insects, especially moths, beetles, and other small invertebrates. They are nocturnal hunters and use their keen sense of hearing to locate prey in the dark. Elf owls have a distinctive appearance with a short tail, large eyes, and a rounded head. They often have grayish-brown or reddish-brown plumage with white facial markings. Elf owls typically nest in tree cavities, abandoned woodpecker holes, or other natural cavities. They may also use artificial structures such as cacti or even fence posts for nesting sites. Despite their small size, elf owls have a surprisingly loud call. Their vocalizations include a series of high-pitched, whistling notes, often heard during the breeding season. Elf owls are known for their agile flight and are capable of capturing insects in mid-air. They are also skilled at perching on cacti, using their sharp talons to grip the spines. Breeding season for elf owls typically occurs in the spring and early summer. They may lay a clutch of eggs in their chosen nesting site, and both the male and female are involved in incubating the eggs and caring for the young. 4. Pygmnut Hatch. The Pygmy nuthatch is a small bird species belonging to the nuthatch family. The Pygmy nuthatch is indeed pygmy-sized, measuring approximately 3.9 to 4.3 inches in length. These nuthatches are native to western North America, ranging from southwestern Canada through the western United States and into Mexico. They inhabit coniferous forests and montane areas. Pygmy nuthatches prefer coniferous forests, especially pine-dominated areas. They are commonly found in pine forests, ponderosa pine stands, and mixed coniferous forests. Their diet primarily consists of insects, seeds, and pine nuts. Pygmy nuthatches use their strong bills to probe and pry insects from the bark of trees. These birds are highly social and often forage in small flocks. They move rapidly and agilely through the trees, often hanging upside down on branches like other nuthatch species. Pygmy nuthatches are known for their distinctive vocalizations, which include a variety of chattering and nasal calls. Their vocal communication is an important aspect of their social behavior. They typically nest in tree cavities, and sometimes they use abandoned woodpecker holes. The nest is usually lined with soft materials such as fur, feathers, or plant fibers. Pygmy nuthatches may have more than one brood per breeding season. Both parents are involved in incubating the eggs and caring for the young. In recent years, there have been observations of pygmy nuthatches expanding their range into new areas. This expansion is possibly influenced by changes in habitat and climate conditions. 3. Goldcrest. The goldcrest is a small passerine bird that belongs to the kinglet family. The goldcrest is one of the smallest birds in Europe, measuring around 3.1 to 3.5 inches in length. Goldcrests are found throughout Eurasia, from Western Europe to Eastern Asia. They are migratory birds, with some populations undertaking long-distance migrations. These birds inhabit coniferous and mixed forests, as well as gardens and parks. They prefer evergreen trees, where they can find insects and spiders to feed on. Goldcrests have greenish plumage on their upper parts and yellowish on their underparts. They have a distinctive crown stripe on their heads, which is orange or yellow in males and yellow in females. The crown stripe is often raised, giving the appearance of a tiny crest. Goldcrests primarily feed on small insects, spiders, and their eggs. They are agile foragers and often search for food in the foliage of trees and shrubs. Goldcrests have a high-pitched and continuous song, which is more noticeable during the breeding season. Their vocalizations are described as thin and sizzling. The goldcrest builds a small, cup-shaped nest, usually situated on the outer branches of coniferous trees. The nest is often camouflaged with lichen and cobwebs. Some populations of goldcrests are migratory, undertaking long journeys to escape harsh winter conditions. They may travel considerable distances, including crossing bodies of water. Goldcrests are generally solitary birds, but they can be seen in loose family groups during the breeding season. They may also join mixed species foraging flocks. 2. Least pygmy owl. The least pygmy owl, also known as the East Brazilian pygmy owl or 6 pygmy owl, is one of the smallest owls in South America. They average only 55 grams and 15 centimeters tall, making them about the size of a sparrow. They primarily inhabit the canopy of humid forests and forest edges in eastern Brazil, with possible occurrences in neighboring Paraguay and Argentina. Their conservation status is currently least concern, suggesting a relatively stable population. They have a rounded head without ear tufts and a pale grayish-brown facial disc with faint reddish markings. Their bright yellow eyes stand out with contrasting whitish eyebrows. Their upper body is a lovely rufous brown with tiny white speckles, while the wings are dark brown with light bars. Their tail is short and dark brown, with 5 pale bars. 1. Bee Hummingbird. The bee hummingbird is a tiny bird and holds the title for being the smallest bird in the world. As mentioned earlier, the bee hummingbird measures about 2 to 2.4 inches in length, making it incredibly small. Adult bee hummingbirds weigh only about 1.6 to 2 grams, which is roughly equivalent to the weight of a dime. These hummingbirds are native to Cuba and the Isla de la Juventud. They are typically found in forests, gardens, and other wooded areas. Like other hummingbirds, bee hummingbirds primarily feed on nectar from flowers. Their long bills and specialized tongue structures allow them to extract nectar efficiently. They are also known to feed on small insects and spiders for protein. Male bee hummingbirds are more colorful, displaying vibrant iridescent plumage with hues of green, blue, and red. Females, on the other hand, have more subdued colors, often featuring gray or white feathers. Bee hummingbirds build tiny cup-shaped nests using materials like plant fibers, moss, and spider silk. These nests are often secured to the branches of trees. The female bee hummingbird is responsible for incubating the eggs and raising the chicks. A female may lay 2 eggs during a breeding season. Bee hummingbirds are known for their rapid wing beats, allowing them to hover in mid-air and move quickly between flowers. Their flight capabilities are essential for feeding and navigating their environments. While the bee hummingbird is not currently considered globally threatened, habitat loss and environmental changes could potentially impact their populations.